let's go with another flow. Ain't your average entertainment show. More than entertainment than what's on the screen. Connecting dots on what you see. Have you ever wondered how it all began? The idea, how they started the plan. XX actors, the whole team. Mad props to those behind the scene. Why did the person get into the biz? Something inside when they were a kid. Who helped them out when they wanted to quit? What about the fam that gave them rocks to kick? How all the haters, they left shaming alone. Find out in the entertainment zone with Paul Amadeus Lane. It's a real thing. Intro, let's go with another flow. Ain't your average entertainment show. More than entertainment than what's on the screen. Connecting dots on what you see.
Hello and welcome. Entertainment Zone. What's going on? Paul Amadeus Lane here on ABC News Radio. K-Man, gotta give a huge shout out to our friends over at Hollywood News Source as well. Thank you so much for stopping on by as we talk entertainment. In particular, this show, we're going to talk about the CW hit The Flash. Are you a huge Flash fan? I know I am. I've been watching the series since it started. Can you believe? I believe that was back in 2014. So they're getting ready to drop season 6 on October the 8th, I believe. But as you look back through the mini series of the show, what has been some of your fondest dreams or fondest memories of the show? Your fondest dream may be, hey, I want to be a superhero. But when we look at how the show was structured, and many of us who have been comic book fans, we have been dying to see something like this, to see Barry Allen and the Speedsters and all these other comic book characters come to life, but not just as superheroes, but as human beings. So I had an opportunity to talk to the cast at Comic-Con a little over a month ago, and we were able to talk about season 5 and what to look forward to in season 6. So to start our discussion, we're going to be joined by the star of the show, Grant Gustin. And one thing that you may have noticed about Grant's character over when it started back in 2014, you had the shy kid, kind of awkward kid, but now he's a married man, and I don't want to give any spoiler alerts if you're still binge watching season 5, but if you have not finished watching season 5, come back and listen and watch this interview after you watch season 5, because I'm about to say something right now that may spoil it for you. But this past season, and even if we go back to around the end part of season 4, we noticed that this one character was around. We didn't know who she was, but we know in season 5 it ended up being Barry and Iris's daughter, Nora West Allen. And I'm gonna tell you, Twitter was brutal when it came to her character, but I really enjoyed her character right in the beginning. And I tell you, at the last episode of season 5, I was almost brought to tears. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just make sure you watch that and fresh up before we spill the beans, so to speak. All right, so let's catch up with the Flash himself, Mr. Grant Gustin, and talk about his character and some of the things that we've watched last season, and maybe something we have to look forward to coming up in season 6. My buddy Grant, how are you?
Great. How you doing?
Good. Always good to see you, my friend.
Always good to see you.
So let's talk about this last season. You got a chance to spend time with your daughter.
Yeah.
From the future, and then the ending broke my heart.
Yeah, the ending broke my heart too. It was a complicated storyline for us as actors, because it was weird, introducing your daughter and the emotional, attachment we should have, but it's like she's the same age as us, and so it was cool to incorporate a lot of that awkwardness and stuff from the top and see how it evolved, and then ultimately getting to the way that it ended, and we'll kind of see what the fallout is from her vanishing as we go into season 6. Because
I noticed your disappearance has escalated about 20 years?
5 years.
5 years. 5 years.
Moved up 5 years. Yeah. It's not looking great for Barry Allen at the current moment.
So talk about how that might tie into Arrow's disappearance.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as of right now, we saw Oliver and the Monitor kind of make that deal in the crossover. Barry Allen has no idea that took place at this point. And the monitor shows up at the end of our first episode, I believe, and says, like, the universe is in jeopardy. In order to save the universe, Barry Allen is going to have to die. So, I mean, that's all I've got right now to go on is Barry. You know, that's all we know about. And we don't know how to tell Team Flash kind of initially. And Iris and Barry are both kind of taking it in different ways. But Iris is kind of, Iris and is like, let's do it. Let's handle this. And it kind of Barry gets his strength from her and kind of moving forward.
And over the seasons, we've seen not only how Barry Allen has grown, but how Grant has grown as an actor. And talk about just that journey.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I was just saying, actually, a lot of Barry's growth, just kind of comes from me also growing up as I was 23 when I was cast. I'll turn 30 this season. So I've grown up a lot on the show and matured a lot, and we've seen, I think, some of that translate towards Barry. And I think, I have. Thanks. I feel like I've grown a lot as an actor as the show has gone on. There's a lot of scenes I wish I could go back and do again from season 1 and 2. But yeah, it's been a journey. I've really appreciated I'm learning to appreciate every step of the journey a little bit more and not just trying to keep my head down and get through the season, I feel like now that we're at 6, I'm really taking a moment to appreciate each scene that I do.
What's been the most challenging part of playing Barry Allen?
I think initially for sure the expectations and pressure and mostly that I put on myself of, I was a big Chris Reeve fan when I was a kid. His Superman, I think, is one of the most special characters, in any franchise. And I wanted this to be special. I know how important this type of content is to, a lot of fans out there. And I think that was the hardest part initially. But then realizing, there was nothing I could do to control a lot of other people's expectations or whatever, and just kind of know it matters to me how good the show is, and just focus on that and do the best I can every day.
Awesome. Are we finally going to win the World Series this year?
Yes, Dodgers are winning the World Series this year against the Yankees, hopefully.
Yes, good to see you, brother.
Good to see you always.
A huge shout out to my man Grant Gustin, the Flash himself. I really enjoyed the way Grant opened up about his character, about the Flash experience, and really what we have to look forward to in the future as well. So why don't we catch up with Grant's TV better half, Candace Patton. We'll talk to her about what it was like being a mother and just what we have to look forward to next season. So stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this.